How do you define 3D? So this image is 3D because it was modeled on the 3D software. And this image isn't 3D because it wasn't modeled. Is that it? Well, no. To better understand the concept of 2D and 3D, we must take ourselves back to the fundamentals of measurements and measuring objects. What am I talking about? Remember your length, your breadth, your depth, your size, and area. First grade mathematics, I suppose. Well then, so what's a 3D object? And what makes an object 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional?
1, 2, 3,
4. Hey guys, what's up everybody? My name is Never Precious and welcome to this video where I'll be talking about 3D fundamentals. Without wasting much time, let's get started. A 3D object is any solid object that has 3 dimensions: length, breadth, and depth. What is a dimension? A dimension is something that can be measured, even if that measurement is very small. What is a 2-dimension? 2-dimensional object refers to something that exists only in a plane. An object with length and breadth. A 2-dimensional 2D object is flat, has length and breadth, but has no depth. If a 2-dimensional shape is graphed on a coordinate plane, only the x and y axes are needed. A picture in a book or on a piece of paper is 2-dimensional. The paper, however, is not 2-dimensional. The paper has not only a length and a width, but also a depth. The depth may be very small, but the paper is not a true 2-dimensional object. 3D is the 3rd dimension, the dimension of depth, while 2D on the other hand is the 2nd dimension, the dimension of length and breadth, which is graphically represented as x and y. Whenever you see an image that displays any information of depth, such an image can be regarded as 3D or 3-dimensional. Also, whenever you identify an image that is visually depleted of depth or lacking any form of solidity, whereas making the image appear flat, such an image can be referred to as 2-dimensional. In geometry, 3-dimensional shapes or 3D shapes are solid that has 3 dimensions. Some common examples of a 3D object are sphere, cube, pyramid, cuboid, cylinder, cone, and so much more. These 3D objects or 3D shapes also have different properties and they vary from shape to shape. But 3 primary common properties in all 3D shapes are faces, edges, and vertices. A face is a flat or curved surface on a 3D shape, while an edge is where 2 faces meet. A vertex is a corner point where 2 edges meet. 3D has a lot to do with perspective. That is what you see, how you see, and from where you see. That's why in many 3D softwares, there are orthographic view modes and also perspective view modes. In the real world scenario also, your perception of an object is greatly determined by your perspective. What am I saying? From my point of view, my visual experience is greatly determined and influenced by my perspective, which is the what you see, how you see, and from where you see. In real life scenarios, we hear examples like, this is a 3D photograph, this is a 3D painting, this is a 3D high definition TV, or a 3D immersive experience. All this centers to the point that it all provides a depth-rich, visually appealing imagery. In CG, 3D can be achieved using various methods. but we are going to lay emphasis on polygon modeling, which is the center of this course. Modeling is the process of creating three-dimensional representation of objects or surfaces. Modeling done within a computer program is called 3D modeling. This brings us to the end of lesson 1 and also an introduction to lesson 2, which is approach to modeling. How then do we approach modeling? Where do you start from? Well, it starts from understanding the fundamentals. What makes 3D three-dimensional? I know for some of us, we are probably itchy to get into creating super amazing models already. That's alright. That's what this course is for, to make you a 3D artist. But it all starts from the fundamentals. We've come to the end of today's video. If you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, kindly let me know down there in the comment section. That's it, guys. Hope you got a clearer picture of what 3D really is. In case you didn't, here's a quick summary. First, it begins with perspective. The way you see, how you see, and from where you see. If an object lacks depth, it's two-dimensional. If it has depth, it's three-dimensional. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. If you found this video helpful, kindly hit the like button and also let me know down there in the comment section. And also, don't forget to share with your friends because like I always say, sharing is caring. Once again, it's Never Precious signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.